Okay, Vice President J.D. Vance taking some shots at Microsoft, calling into question its hiring practices. I'll explain more in a moment. While Microsoft has laid off 15,000 people since May, CEO Satya Nadella acknowledged in a memo to employees that, quote, they are thriving. During the first 3 months of the year, the company reported more than $70 billion in revenue with more than $25 billion in profit. Here's more of what he had to say, and I'm going to quote so you can judge for yourself. Yeah. He says, our overall headcount is relatively unchanged, and some of the talent and expertise in our industry and at Microsoft is being recognized and rewarded at levels never seen before. And yet, at the same time, we've undergone layoffs. This is the enigma of success in an industry that has no franchise value. Progress isn't linear. It's dynamic, sometimes dissonant, and always demanding. But it's also a new opportunity for us to shape, lead through, and have greater impact than ever before. Does that explain? Did that make sense?
Sure. I mean, yeah, it definitely made sense.
Well, help me understand because I don't.
I sat there, and if I were an employee of Microsoft, or if I was one of those that have been unfortunately laid off, I would be scratching my head, pounding my hand on the table and just asking, what is going on? And I'm saying that because after seeing the statement by the CEO who says that the company's mass layoffs are weighing heavily on me. Now, keep in mind, 15,000 people
since May, right?
Have been laid off. That's just this year alone. And they also revealed $80 billion in an investment into AI. And also, by the way, the first quarter of the year, $25 billion in profit. I said profit. And oh, by the way, when you look at the other news and you see it has been reported that there will be no reduction in employees over in India.
It's the enigma of success.
And I'll tell you what this did for me. It made me change my stance on what you're going to talk about after this.
Okay, so we'll put a pause there because I want to bring in J.D. Vance, Vice President J.D. Vance, into the conversation. He torched Microsoft and other tech companies for these layoffs while telling the government that they're desperate for immigrant workers.
You see some big tech companies where they'll lay off 9,000 workers and then they'll apply for a bunch of overseas visas. And I sort of wonder, that doesn't totally make sense.
Vance, appearing on a panel at the Winning the AI Race Summit in D.C., didn't stop there.
I don't want companies to fire 9,000 American workers and then to go and say, we can't find workers here in America. That's a story.
Wait a minute.
I know it just happened.
Wait a minute.
Pigs are flying.
Y'all got me agreeing with J.D. Vance today?
Pretty much.
Me and J.D. Vance on the same page? You know what they say about a broke clock? It's right twice a day. Man. Hey, JD, listen, applause. Everything that JD Vance just said, I am 100% with him. Again, let me say again, I think, have you noticed that $1 billion really has it's thrown around so much? I think we really lose sight of about how much $1 billion is.
Yes.
Can I always give
Break
this?
It down.
Here
Break
we go.
It down.
1 billion seconds ago was 1994.
Stop.
1 billion seconds ago. So I'm trying to put it like Microsoft made $25 billion in profit the first quarter of the year. I'm just, me and J.D. Vance on the same page. Who'd have thought?
Yeah, and this is, while I do think we have lost some sense of decorum when it comes to our elected officials, sometimes there are moments when you have to call a thing. And I think his response in calling it BS was spot on.
Yep.
Let's get to our next top story.
Now, this is,
you're ready for this.
This has me changing my stance.
All right,
Go ahead.
let me set this up for you. Starbucks corporate workers are now protesting the latest return to office mandate from CEO Brian Niccol. Niccol just told corporate employees they'll now be required to work 4 days a week in the office, up from 3. And crucially, team managers are now expected to relocate to Seattle or Toronto or take a buyout. Those voluntary exit packages reportedly range from $20,000 to $100,000, depending on seniority. Not surprisingly, some longtime employees aren't happy. Flyers have popped up inside elevators at Starbucks headquarters in Seattle, signed by a group calling itself Partners for the Preservation of Starbucks Culture, Mission, and Values. The flyers call out cost-cutting bonuses for executives, Niccol's leadership, the RTO order, that's the return to office order, and changes in company culture. Some believe the company is intentionally pushing people to quit rather than lay them off, avoiding severance and benefits payouts. CEO Niccol insists this is about reviving Starbucks in-office culture, saying, "We do our best work when we're together. We're driving significant change while staying true to our core values." All of this comes just months after Starbucks laid off 1,100 corporate workers. Gee, what has been on your heart that you wanted to share?
There's a lot of you that listen to our show that work from home. And every time this topic comes up, you guys get mad at me. And I understand, because I have been a proponent of get your butt to work. Collaboration is so much more important. Companies can be better. You will be better, right, from it. But after talking about Microsoft, which we just did, it bothers me to see companies like Microsoft make all of this profit, do so well right now, and still lay people off, right? Even through the pandemic, right? Come on now.